fellow League of Legends fans. Today I have a video for you on the Korean server. It is Gumas on the most broken AD carry right now. I mean, you know, highest win rate AD carry. Like actual AD carry or one of them. That is not the Jinx, it is the Kog Maw. Through kind of random things. And also Milio, Kog Maw has become rather oppressive, ladies and gentlemen. And we're gonna look at two different builds here, both on the same player. So we are going to kind of have a similar playstyle going on with it. And we're gonna have a look at Gumas and this game. Well, you will have to see what this game is going to be, what kind of game, what the build is going to be. But if you have anything that you want me to cast, any champion, anything, then please go ahead and hit me up in the comments. This also helps me. My channel recently has been demonetized for some live stream content 2 years ago, and ever since that, my videos are not getting recommended to anyone anymore. So if you really want to help me out, then you can hit the like button as well. Dislike is totally fine as well. But the more you interact with it, the better for me. If you want to help me out, that is. But we're going to dive into the game right now. We have a Blitzcrank versus a Milio here as the supports. And then, of course, we have the... If that hook lands, that's rough. But now that the hook is down, you can see that the blue team is going to have to take quite the amount of poke here. And it's very good here of the Aphelios as well to not just walk into Guma when he has the shield and the Milio passive online. Belbeth mid lane. Kind of illegal, but okay. I will allow it. All right, let's have a look at how this lane goes. So far, level 2 goes towards Gumas and his support, which has allowed them to build up a decent amount of farm lead for now, but it's kind of hard to say how that is going to pan out. So we're going to see in a little bit more balanced wave state. We're going to revisit that topic. However, the HP lead, without a doubt, already is much bigger. Blitzcrank not really doing a service here to his AD carry by playing this so aggressively here. As Gumas is going to try to get off as much W value as possible, which should be going out right now. By the way, the skin absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 skin. And yeah, you can see that he does the pretty standard AD carry stuff, right? He just spaces, he walks back, he walks forward, goes aggressive, tries to play on that range and tries to do a lot here. Now we are roaming towards a fight that is found here in the river, but not really much comes of it. Also seems like Gumas is actually getting out farmed a little bit here, which is of course not what you want to see, given the fact that Gumas has had the lane pressure here, right? So that is definitely not good, because he should be at least 1 or 2 CS up. But as it stands right now, Aphelios still has the lead and will also keep the potential here to have a bigger CS lead. But of course that all is paid for right now in HP. So if the jungler is not able to bail them out here, then the Kog Maw Milio lane is just going to slowly whittle down Aphelios. And Aphelios will have to lose, in worst case scenario, whole 6 minions. Oh, very good Milio Q there. You can see people are becoming very proficient at Milio. Milio, kind of weird to measure the impact that he has. But of course, does a very good job at, well, you know, healing for his AD carry, empowering his AD carry, and dealing damage through his AD carry. So no wonder that he is popular. Now we have 5 minutes and Gumayushi is going to take the recall here. Has 61 marks still on the call and will come back to a full Berserker Greaves recall here. Same goes for the Aphelios, who has been able to pick up most of the CS, but has fallen to a slight CS lead, CS deficit right now, as the lane meets in the neutral, so both are taking their recalls synced up. On the other hand here, of course, in some lower elos, what might have happened is that the enemy bot lane stays here and pushes in, and then depending on how quick that goes, Blitzcrank not very good at pushing. Gumayushi might be able to, you know, freeze the lane and inflict a big loss of CS, or if not that, then at least get in a full wave, get a really big lead here in the bot lane. Of course, there is also an argument for the decision of staying for 1300. Ooh, very respectful flash here out of Guma, as he is gonna push Ghost, push the Ghost button here. Has to be a little bit careful. Enemy jungler has shown, but together with Kha'Zix there and a huge minion wave, they can very well still play this quite aggressively here, as Blitzcrank taking a good amount of punishing from the two as well. And so far, the CS lead has become a very, very sizable one, as now we are about 10 CS up. And Aphelios, again, already down quite a bit of HP. And gotta be a little bit careful. Aphelios can do some quick clearing of those minions in order to give Blitzcrank a hook, but right now that is not happening, as Guma here is definitely taking a lead, CS lead here right now, so that hasn't changed in the last wave. And of course, we don't really care about the rest of the map here, as we are here to watch Guma play. And I wouldn't assume that Kog Maw is one of those AD carries that interacts with the map a lot, unless the map comes to him, because, you know, Kog Maw not really a champion until he gets his Rage Blade. Of course, is a champion in the laning phase, but not really a champion when it comes to team fighting. Not really that good. Aphelios does have a couple more tools at his disposal, making him a little bit more efficient in those skirmishes. Blitzcrank, of course, has a lot of impact in those early parts. Falls off very heavily as well, though. And if we look at the team comp here, right, Kha'Zix and LeBlanc will have pretty free access here to the Aphelios. Of course, Bel'Veth still capable of playing this very defensively as here. As we reach the level 6, this Kog Maw is going to recall here. Next wave will be a cannon wave, as it were. And it seems like Aphelios is just going to take the handshake here, as Guma is allowed to just dictate the laning phase for now. And of course, the CS lead now over 10 CS. So there is a slow but increasing lead here for Guma, who definitely isn't in record CS numbers. He did miss quite a bit, but in the earlier parts, but you know, still in a good space and has been able to bully out the Aphelios at least a little bit. And we're gonna see, of course, the Rage Blade pretty standard on the Kog Maw at this point. This is what you usually go first. Some people also like to go the Blade of the Rune King, which does give you a sizable power spike, especially given the fact that, ooh, we are aggressively moving in here since there is no Blitzcrank. But Nidalee might have a thing to say here. Aphelios tried to catch out, I don't know if you caught it there, but tried to catch out Guma and maybe even his support with a Q into the stun here. Now he has a pretty messed up gun order here, but Guma just gonna walk down the Aphelios. Aphelios has to flash here. Blitzcrank not really relevant, but the Bel'Veth in a super strong position here as Guma is just gonna walk down the Aphelios. Aphelios going close range though and will win that. However, will take down the enemy AD carry for a 1-for-1 trade here. Milio went down as well as the Bel'Veth stays alive. That definitely comes out in favor of the blue team here, who seem to be in favor in general, right? So, not too bad. Yeah, Kog Maw is gonna miss some minions here, but still, I think will also be at a, you know, decent advantage here when it comes to minions as well after this, as, of course, there still is a sizable wave here. All minions that Aphelios not capable of obtaining for himself. And so now we are pushing the 100. Matter of fact, we are at 100 CS. And for whatever reason, the cow's still one stack on it. Maybe that 1 CS was a ward, right? I think that's how it works. But yeah, we are now fully stacked and have the Rage Blade here. Still going for a, yeah, interesting. Still going for a little bit of damage here onto the plate, as we do not want to recall just with full resources. But you will probably see Gumayusi play this a little bit more aggressively, spend a lot more resources. The flash for flash, Gumayusi will be caught out, has no way to get out, and not able to trade the 1-for-1 here either. That is pretty big for the Aphelios. If Aphelios is able to catch a lot of CS here, he will be able to, yeah, make back pretty much all the farm lead that went in favor of Gumayusi before, as now the tower plates already being absolutely eviscerated by the white gun Aphelios, which is very, very good at destroying these towers. Probably, the enemy team probably going to be able to destroy the tower here. Completely, yeah. The turret goes down, Aphelios takes it. The gold is, however, shared with Nidalane. That is really rough, as now Aphelios is ahead. Peachy. Absolutely peachy. Well, it is what it is, as of course Mr. Guma still, you know, sitting pretty in the game and has the Rage Blade available to himself. Rage Blade considerably more affordable than the Kraken Slayer or the Gale Force here, but as you can see, the items are matched in this, giving us a hint that Aphelios might be ahead in gold here just a little bit, which is of course very rough given the fact that at that point it was about 100 to 100 CS, right? But then just all the plays that went over in his favor, plus the gold for the first tower. As we are going to run down the enemy Aphelios here. Yeah, we'll pick that kill up for ourselves as well. Looking at a little bit of damage to the Blitzcrank as well. But mainly going to be able to, through this rotation, pick up even more gold for ourselves. Which is absolutely what you're looking for on this little AD carry. And you can see the Rage Blade stacked here. He already does a good amount of damage. I'm looking forward to the new season as well. That one will have very, very interesting item builds for us. And I think that Kog Maw is going to love that new season. Alright. The spear will be taken here by Milio. But Gumas still has to recall. What an amazing recall, by the way. We get the Zeal. We get another dagger here. And the Aphelios does not have anything. So now the lead probably slightly in favor of Guma, but I would say that these AD carries are very even. Probably like 600-ish gold lead here for Guma. But yeah, that one is furthering, given the fact that Aphelios goes down here again, just a little bit too aggressive. Letting himself get caught out here by the Kha'Zix as well, which you would consider to be a pretty basic thing, yeah? But unfortunately not the case. So now we are going to waddle. Back to the Dragoon. Will assist in picking that one up. Kog Maw very good at dealing with these objectives. As you can see, does a lot of damage to it. Kha'Zix, of course, no slouch in that aspect either, as the Belveth has her true form. Oh, the E was used. Belveth, careful. The Kha'Zix will be hooked, which doesn't really do a lot. Blitzcrank will go down here, as now LeBlanc unfortunately not able to connect that chain. And as I have casted a lot of games in German, that was very close. I was about to say something German, eh? Oh, Belveth, gotta be a little bit careful. I find it very interesting. I think maybe you guys know this better, but I think that in the beginning, Belveth was not able to dash over walls ever, right? Now, whenever she has her true form, she is able to. Not sure what is going on with that, but I'm calling illegal. Because Belveth, pretty scary champion. So, being able to scale walls with that Q is kind of ridiculous. It just makes her more a pseudo Viego though, right? Oh, we're gonna walk down one person here. Ooh, and then move over to the top side of the map here. A lot of farm over here, so this is definitely spicy, as now we might be dove here, yeah. Enemy team definitely ready to dive. He will trade himself for one person at least. And then, yeah, patiently wait to pick up all the minions from the wave. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a proposal at Riot Games. Please tell me what you think of this, but I think that every passive that revives itself and has this like after death effect should just not be able to gain gold or XP from the action in it. Right? I know that's going to be weird, because you will have some situations where like Karthus kind of gets a kill. Maybe a kill should be like the only exception, I guess. But if those passives were just not capable of gaining gold, you're still able to impact the map, just not able to gain gold. That would be pretty cool. Would also be a huge nerf. Of course, right? Maybe you rebalance the champions. But I think that this is a aspect where, how do I put that? Oh, beautiful flash here by Gumayushi, as he will get himself into the trouble zone though. So the idea was great, right? But unfortunately, you just have to expect everyone to be there. And then from that standpoint, it is obviously not nearly as good. But yeah, so the thing with it, right, is that I think that there are some things in the game that just shouldn't be a thing. And that is beautiful. That is so artistic, the way I framed that. That just shouldn't be allowed, because they basically take away an enemy's agency, and one of them is like these after death passives, where it's like, okay, you kill him, but then Karthus still walks into you and tears your whole team up. Kind of annoying, but okay, allow it. However, I think that he shouldn't be able to gain experience and gold from it. Because, I mean, you're dead, right? So the idea being that, okay, well, you died. Everything's transferred to your bank account as long as you're alive. And then if you die, you lose it all. Of course, I would be a bigger fan of a carrier system, right? Where you actually, like in Dota, have like gold drop-off points. Where you actually have gold on your characters. And you can lose it all. But of course, that would make the game even more difficult, and so less people would play it, even more people would play Valorant, and we do not want that. Right? So, yeah. Alright, so Little Kog is definitely devouring the world here. 185 CS on the Kog Maw. We see that it is just very good macro here by Gumayushi that makes him just hit those CS numbers, right? Where he just walks somewhere. He knows, okay, maybe I get chased, maybe I die even, but if I go here and die here, I get even more farm, right? And it's like all these little things that have him. Oh, flash out of the Riven here. And, oh, the chains land, and that is the dead Riven for sure, as Kog Maw running her down with the Aegis of the Legions here in the inventory and the Kindle Gem. Seems like he is working towards a Jack show. Which is going to be very spicy, as of course you do not see a Kog Maw with Jack show quite that often. I'm expecting a Jaksho into maybe a Titanic Hydra. But that is the first build. It is an off-tank kind of Kog Maw build, which obviously goes for on-hit and, you know, does use off-tank kind of stats to just be very resistant to damage. Jaksho kind of weird in the fact that, of course, Jaksho doesn't scale with any of your attacks, right? So a lot of your sustain is bound to base stats, which AD carries usually don't have a lot of in comparison to, you know, some other champions like tanks, right? Classic tank items scale off of the base stats, where, you know, you basically want, on AD carries, you basically want the scaling off of damage values, right? So good example would be lifesteal per % of HP, right, versus lifesteal on hit, right? And the one scales off of something that, you know, you can increase, where the % HP, maybe you can say base HP, right, doesn't. But the base line being here that, of course, AD carries also don't have a lot of HP to scale the Jaksho. And we gotta be a little bit careful here not to get hooked. Okay, yeah, Guma is playing it relatively reserved here, right, as the Riven. Struggling to go forwards, as the Blitzcrank Flash will not catch out Guma. Very disciplined here. Very disciplined of Guma to just hold back in this fight, right? Don't engage too early. Don't do anything stupid. Just keep on waddling and keep on farming. Talking about exactly that, we are now moving into the mid lane, once again picking up even more farm, and now trading the Baron for at least one objective. You know what, why not, right? It's gonna give us a little bit of temporary gold. 300 gold goes over to the enemy team there per champion, as we are able to pick up 75 or something for our champion. So, you know, at least a little bit of trade back, better than nothing, as here the ghost is activated from Gumayushi and he's ready to run down the enemy team. Does have a good amount of effective HP here and will just kind of hold on in the back line. So far we haven't seen a lot of Jaksho value. He's gonna flash, he's gonna play this very, very safe still, and so far he doesn't need the Jaksho at all. So far Kraken Slayer would have done even better here, but you know, we will see how this ends up going. As now the Kog Maw does have a good amount of money to himself, and also, ooh, pretty cute stats here, huh? 9, 4, and 2. That's pretty good. As ooh, the Bel'Veth still very scary. Bel'Veth very interesting. Oh, that's spicy. I love that. Bel'Veth is going for the Radiant Virtue here. Oh my god, I need to investigate. Bel'Veth mid with Radiant Virtue? Kinda sounds like a me thing. That sounds pretty delicious, honestly. Okay, Kog Maw not really dealing a lot of damage to the red buff. Generally, like, his damage is very muted. I mean, he does do, like, okay damage. But, I mean, he has a full item that gives him survivability and lifesteal from everyone who is around him, which seems a little antithetical with the fact that, I mean, you saw how he played it as well, right? Did he really use Jaksho ever in that fight? He never got close. People never got close. He flashed, he ghosted, he ran away. Weird. Blade of the Rune King now coming up, so it's not going to be a Titanic Hydra here. And I'm a little bit weirded out by this. Of course, the Blade of the Rune King, absolutely ridiculously strong. There's no doubt about that. Getting just the attack speed from the 3 attacks is great, right? You can see that Bel'Veth is on a timer here, ultimate about to run out, and she is getting scared. Trying to be a little bit more proactive here, trying to be a little bit more aggressive. Because of course a reset would be super important for her. Yes. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, she's not gonna get that one yet, though, as the hook will secure it potentially here. Yeah, that's pretty scary as now. The Kog Maw, I mean, still blows up as he gets touched, as the stopwatch as well not available, and he just goes down. And I don't want to be that guy, but it felt pretty useless this game, the Jack Show. As if people touch you, you just get clowned. You still just get clowned. You're an AD carry. So yeah, there's gonna be more Kog Maw builds here on the channel in the very next days, so keep an eye out for that. And with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I want you to stay the frickin' awesome.